Website investigation, using the 5 W's to evaluate credibility. Google is an invaluable resource, but not everything found with an internet search engine is information gold. Even more important than being able to find sources is being able to evaluate the trustworthiness and the context of the information given. When you're looking at the credibility of a website or any other source of information, try thinking of it like a dial. Confidence-boosting characteristics like an expert author or peer review turn the dial up, while red flags like missing citations or typos turn it down. There might be a couple of things that push the dial completely one way or the other, but for the most part, there's no perfect recipe for a completely correct and trustworthy source. It's up to you to balance all these attributes against one another and make your best judgment on what information to trust and how to use it to form opinions, make decisions, or write papers. The first thing you want to look at when you're considering a website is who wrote it. The answer to this question will usually tell you all kinds of things, like what kind of article it is, the expertise of its author, and if it's backed by a reputable organization. For example, if the author of the article is a staff writer at a newspaper, you know that he or she probably has a degree in writing rather than the subject matter. The article will have few or no references, but it probably has been fact-checked and published. Articles in most scholarly publications will have gone through a rigorous peer review process by other experts in the field, but are still open to interpretation and competing explanations. If you're unsure about a person's background or the reputation of an institution or publication, a quick Google search on the side can help fill you in. Next, you'll want to get a sense of the content of the article. Look at the language and the tone. Any errors or over-the-top claims should turn your confidence dial way down. Also, think about how this information compares to what you've already seen. It's great to find multiple views of a topic, but they should all concur on the same basic facts, and their arguments should make sense together, even when they don't agree. While examining the actual article, take note of where the information and the evidence is coming from. Are there citations or references? What kinds of sources are being cited? Are there quotes from experts or links to additional information in the body of the article? Lastly, think about where or how you might be able to verify this information. Even if the information you're looking at might be correct, there still could be a better place to find it, like the original report rather than a summary of it by a third party. Currency is also important. If you're interested in medical or computer science research, for example, you'll want something very recent. But if you're writing a paper on Shakespeare, date probably won't be quite as important. Why a website or article was created will also play a big role in deciding if and how you may want to use it. Think about what the author is trying to achieve by creating this content. Who is his or her primary audience? Is there an additional motive beyond just informing? This is sometimes referred to as an author's bias. But remember, just because a source has a bias, most do actually, doesn't mean that it can't tell you something important about the topic, as long as you consider it within the context of that bias. For example, an article written to promote the sale of a particular product might be very useful in looking at advertising strategies, but probably not the best source on the efficacy of the product. A scholarly argument, on the other hand, while presenting credible information, may only focus on a single point of view, so keep that in mind while researching. Remember, few websites will have all of the desirable characteristics listed, and some attributes are more important than others. But it's your role as researcher to use your best judgment to dial in your confidence meter and decide how much trust you should place in the given information wherever you encounter it.